Oh yeah, well, for anyone not familiar with your band that's just coming on to see Huntress for the first time, what song would you play for them, or what do you think defines Huntress as far as like your recorded output?
Eight of Swords,
Eight of Swords?
without a doubt.
Really?
And more than it just being our defining sound, or being our very first song that got us recognition.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I knew back in 2010 that the band was on the verge of a profound shift, meaning we had to shift some band members. Things weren't going as planned. You know, again, the whole vision thing. If you're not all unified, you've got to break.
Right.
So at that point, I knew that we really needed some guidance. So whenever I feel I need some guidance, I refer to the tarot. So I asked the tarot cards to reveal one card that would become an epic metal song that would bring Huntress success. Eight of Swords chose us. When I flipped that card over and I saw it, I knew immediately what had to be done. I wrote the song with the boys. The concept of the video came effortlessly. Simon Chan, the director, just magically fell into our laps. We put this together, all of our savings we threw into the video, and we just said, fuck it, we're gonna do everything we can to make this video awesome, and we got our friends at noisecreek.com to release it, and after that, we had about 9 labels fighting to sign us.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, ain't bad.
Not bad at all. It's pretty impressive, actually.
Thanks, Taro.
You're right. Well, back to that love song. What's it called again?
I Wanna Fuck You to Death.
I don't know where I saw this, if I read it wrong or what, but Lemmy has something to do with that song?
Mm-hmm.
He co-wrote it, or wrote it for you?
I asked Lemmy if he would write a song for the next Huntress album,
Oh, sorry.
Starbound.
You asked Lemmy. Okay, just describe for me how that goes about, because you don't just call Lemmy on the phone.
No, Lemmy and I are friends.
Wow.
I was in a band prior to Huntress called Chelsea Girls. It was an all-female cover band, and we would do hard rock and metal songs at the Roxy. We had a residency in Hollywood. Samantha Maloney on drums. She was in Hole, Eagles,
right.
the Death Metal, Motley Crue.
Yeah.
Allison Robertson of the Donnas, and she's such a babe. She's my best friend too. I love her. And Corey Parks of Nashville Pussy, and she was on bass, and she's just an Amazon. She's insane. Yeah, 6'3". Yeah, wow. She's just kick your teeth down your throat. So we were in this band together, and Corey was really good friends with Lemmy. Lemmy used to come up on stage and play Ace of Spades and some Eddie Cochran tunes.
Wow.
So we stayed in touch, and then whenever I'm in Los Angeles, whenever he's in LA, we always meet up at the Rainbow for drinks. Long story short, one night we were at the Rainbow together. I said, would you write a song with me for the next Huntress album? And he said, sure. So a few weeks later, I get a text from him. He said, your song's done. And I met up with him at the studio when they were recording the next Motorhead album, which is phenomenal, by the way. And he handed me 2 pieces of notebook paper with the lyrics to I Wanna Fuck You to Death. And Lemmy says, if it's a little too fucky, I can change the title. And I said, absolutely not. It's the most romantic thing a boy has ever done for me.
A little too fucky. I love that.
He's has such integrity. For him to say yes, he would do it, and then for him to come through, he doesn't talk the talk, he walks the walk, and that's so admirable, especially for just a gal like me asking for such a huge favor. For him to do that, it's definitely a high five from the universe.
That's gonna be one of the best anecdotes you ever had in your arsenal too. I never believe you wrote my song. I'd be bragging to everybody.
Oh yeah, I try to not brag that much, but it's so hard not to.
Well, I feel like I know more about Huntress now than more about you. But let's just talk music for a second. Like, what's the first album you ever bought?
The first album I ever bought.
CD, cassette, whatever. Right? I don't know how old you are.
You never ask a witch's age.
That's not going to.
Let's see. The first album I ever bought would be Suicidal Tendencies, Controlled by Hatred.
Wow, cool.
And the reason why, I had a German pen pal, and I still do. We're still in touch. I was 12 years old when we started writing Arna. And Arna and I still see each other whenever I play in Germany. It's pretty awesome. So he sent me mixtapes when we were pen pals, and I'd write him in German, he'd write me in English. My German is terrible, it still is. But he would send me mixed cassette tapes, and the first song I heard on that tape was Controlled by Hatred, and I immediately went out and I saved up my money and had my mom, give me some extra money for chores, and I went out and bought the cassette. So that was it.
That's awesome.
And that's what really gave me the bug, was Suicidal Tendencies. I really wanted to be in a thrash band after that. And just had such a crush on Mike Merrick.
You don't hear that every day.
No, and the funny thing is I met him years later. I saw him at this nightclub in New York. I'm from New York. I've lived in New York City for many years. And I saw him at a little nightclub called Life, and I saw them play with my gay friend Andy, and I stood up and I just remember like looking at him over the crowd and then just being like, I've got to meet him. And I met him that night, and I hugged him and I shook his hand, and I did not take a bath for a week.
Wow.
I know.
I'm sure he had you beat though.
Yeah, he probably did have me beat.
What's your Desert Island CD? Like the one you would take with you?
Scorpions in Trance.
Really?
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt, why?
It's just
what songs?
Well, In Trance is amazing. There's just so many wonderful, dark, magical songs on that album, and it's Uli Roth era Scorpions.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So you got to keep that in mind. It's all Uli, and of course Klaus Meine is just amazing.
Yeah.
I love him, and believe me, there's some inflections, and he has some great vocal techniques that I steal. But yeah, it's all about Uli Roth era Scorpions, and my album would be In Trance,
nice.
without a doubt.
Well, given that you told me you sang classical and stuff, this question is not going to be as shocking as I hoped it would be. But what artists, like non-metal, would people be surprised that you listen to or that you like?
ABBA. I'm obsessed.
Really?
Completely obsessed with ABBA.
Nice.
It's demonic.
Demonic? Wow.
It's you seriously need to smoke some weed in the dark and listen to ABBA, especially Lay All Your Love on Me. That fucking riff in there is from another dimension. It surpasses demonic. There's something really, really interesting about ABBA, and I don't think a lot of people understand the darkness of it. Believe me when I tell you that. Yeah.
I might try it tomorrow.
Yeah, sure. Rip a bong.
Hi, Mom. And I guess this might be along the same lines as what I asked you before, but what's the song you want to be remembered for?
A song I don't believe I've written it yet.
No?
No.
I had a feeling you were going to say that.
Yeah, I haven't written it yet. It's going to take many years before I feel like I'm at that level.
But what if it ended tomorrow?
If it ended tomorrow, I want to fuck you to death, of course.
And on that note, unless you have anything else to say in closing, it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, I do have one thing to say.
Yes.
Anyone that has not seen our video for Zenith, do it now. Pack your bongs, watch this video, get high. I'm telling you right now, it's going to blow your fucking minds. The director is Phil Mucci. He's a visionary. He's amazing. We actually hit him up prior to recording Starbound Beast. We sent him just the raw demos of the song Zenith because we were that convinced he needed to do this. What he did was he completely brought our vision to life and surpassed it. This man is a genius. So if you have not seen Zenith yet, please do yourself a favor. Get high and watch Zenith.
What are you waiting for? Turn the camera off. Let's go watch Zenith.
Zenith!